Let's talk about YouTube. Now, I don't hide the fact that this is my preference as far as the social media income source is concerned. That's where I've made 99% of my money. But there are many, many other social media influencers out there that I've met personally and have not met personally. They have done very well without even touching this social media platform. So I'm going to go over a few things that I really like about it because it technically was built for all of us to make money, because if we make money, they make money. But at the same time, as I mentioned before, don't forget, we are guests on someone else's house, essentially. And if we don't play by the rules, which sometimes are pretty blurry, I have to say, pretty blurry, and you're going to be out. You could build your empire, and it has happened before, and then boom, all of a sudden the account is closed. So it's very important from the very beginning to play by the rules. For example, obviously don't use any copyrighted or trademark materials. You will get strikes, and if you get 3 strikes within 90 days, that's the rule right now. No questions asked, you will be shut down. But there are some cases where you don't break any rules and you still get strikes, and it's really hard to get a hold of YouTube for an explanation, almost impossible. And so you have to really, really, really set yourself up for success and make sure nothing goes wrong. Read those terms of use. Make sure to watch some videos from Nick Nimmin and many others out there that will tell you how to play by the rules, and make sure to do so. No exceptions. If you have a question, the answer is then don't do it. Also, go and consult an attorney. There are a few attorneys here and there that are specialized in social media legalities. So you might want to kind of, maybe produce a little bit of content like I have. I've produced a few months worth of content, and I had an attorney review what I've been doing, because I felt at that point all of my work has been kind of out there already. So, I had to make some adjustments. I had to, delete some videos just in case. So you might want to look into that as well. But let's get going. The first one, and I think I've already mentioned that, is YouTube has been built for us to monetize. From the very beginning, their idea was to make money along with us and help us make the money. Of course, the ads that they play before, and overlays and next to the videos, all of that obviously makes money. But there's so many other ways how you can do it with super chats. This is where people can donate money to you as you are live. During in the chat, they can actually give you some money, just in case if you didn't know what that is. Of course, YouTube will take, I think right now it's 30%, you'll get 70, but this is free money technically. Of course, after you reach a certain milestone, I believe, with so many views, and that changes. So I didn't really want to kind of put it in this course, and then something changes. Make sure to look it up. But you have to reach a milestone where when you can actually have those videos and overlay ads appear on your channel, and you also make money. And again, you make 70% of that. Not bad. But we'll talk about those ways, because those, I still call them passive ways, because you don't really do much. You don't have to go out and get those sponsors. And right now what's growing is that people can actually pay you about $5 a month just to become your fans, and they get some perks for that. Not many, but this is basically how they can contribute to your channel. It's only about $5, I think $4.99. I'm sure that will change in the future, but that's one of many ways how you can make money just by being on YouTube with YouTube. All right, so let's move on to the next one. And this is why I love YouTube. If you go to Instagram and post a picture or even a video, within few hours, 24 hours at max, that material is dead. That picture, that video is pretty much dead. Very, very seldom is when your post is so good, it may live for another day or a week or a couple of weeks. But even the best ones really don't live for that long. So you end up producing content that has a very short lifespan, where videos on YouTube, they live forever. As a matter of fact, some videos don't do very well up front, and it's not until some trend hits or some huge YouTuber creates a video with the same topic and you get recommended, when your videos can really blow up. I've had my videos blow up 6 months after I've posted them, and then they would continue getting more and more views over the next few months. That happens all the time. So when you produce something and post it on YouTube, that lifespan is really amazing. Could be year or two or more. So that's very important because we all spend time producing our content. We want it to we want it to go as far as possible, unlike many other social media platforms. Now, let's also not forget that YouTube is the second largest search engine because they belong to Google, and a lot of people find your videos by searching within YouTube. This is why it's really extremely important to optimize your videos and your thumbnails, but I'm going to leave, preaching those rituals to Nick and many others. But of course, once you get in search results, once you get found, this is kind of free traffic, right? And of course, most of the people will find you by simply seeing your video being recommended while they're watching someone else's video. That's technically not search engine, but it kind of is. Essentially, it's free traffic that YouTube will give you for free just for having good content. That's usually a good rule to have in terms of having content that people will watch. Now, then, as I mentioned, YouTube belongs to Google. And a lot of times, if you search for something, video results from YouTube will come up in Google search. I'm sure you've all experienced that, everyone who's watching this, and it's a big deal. So now you belong to you can be found in top two search engines in the world, and this is a huge perk. We're going to talk about other social media platforms, and we'll find out, and you probably know already, that search capabilities of other social media platforms are just not as good and sometimes not existent at all. All right. The other thing about YouTube videos is that people go to YouTube to watch videos for a while. Sometimes people spend hours. If you have kids, I'm sure you've had a hard time peeling them off of YouTube screen. Sometimes you would, sometimes I would say, okay, let me just watch a couple of videos and then I'm gonna move on with my life. 2 hours later, you're still watching, right? They're really good at keeping you watching. But as a creator, this is great. So again, we can compare it to Instagram, where someone will be scrolling through your pictures. They'll look at the picture 2, 3, 10 seconds maybe. Even if you have a video that's limited to 60 seconds, other social media platforms limit them to also certain amounts, LinkedIn to 10 minutes and so forth. So there's a limit. On YouTube, there isn't a limit. As a matter of fact, that's where people come to watch videos. And the longer they watch, the more money you can obviously make. Because the longer the video, the more time you have reserved to promote something, to sell something to your audience. So longest view times by far. And this is, again, not really a secret, and there's tons and tons of articles that are out there, is that YouTube is replacing television. There are more and more people who watch YouTube and follow YouTube influencers than they follow TV stars and TV shows and so forth. And a lot of times they watch the parts of their favorite TV shows the next day on YouTube. I'm sure you've done it before. So more and more people are migrating from television to YouTube. And this is why YouTube is still growing. It is a growing platform. Believe it or not, it's been a while since they became popular, but it's still growing. And don't forget, there are other countries where internet is only now becoming available, and people only now starting to make money. And so all of those new viewers that are still coming to YouTube from television and from just having internet are all a growing audience that obviously you want to target, rather than targeting, well, not too many of us have a shot of being a TV star, but it is a dying breed, if you will. So that is one of the main reasons to be on YouTube. It is a growing platform. Last but not least, brands. When brands, and I know it's still a struggle. The bigger brands are a little bit slower. The newer up and coming brands are all about it. But brands are starting to realize that advertising with social media influencers is not only a must, but it's better than television spots, right? When they put a television spot for a TV show or for a late night show, it's not the host that tells the viewers about the product. They kind of have to produce their own 30 or 60 second spot. But with social media influencers, it's us. People already listening to us. There is a reason why we're called influencers. We influence other people's opinions, our fans and followers. So when we recommend a product to our audience, they take it much more seriously than if they were just to see a commercial. Like even the pre-rolls, right? Those ads before our videos and overlays are not as effective as us telling our audience, hey, I really like this product. You should try it out. So more and more brands are starting to understand that they need to, spend some of their advertising and marketing money on YouTube, and more of them are moving to YouTube. But YouTube is their number one choice. If a brand decides to spend some money on influencers, most of the time it's YouTubers and then Instagrammers and so forth and so forth. So if you're going to be looking for potential sponsors, being on YouTube is definitely a good place to be, because if they do understand this, they usually understand YouTube. So again, don't forget everything that I said in the beginning. You're a guest on this platform, but once you're here, they have made it very easy, or at least easier than other platforms, for you to make money as long as you play by the rules, and they're still growing. So that's YouTube. Let's move on to the next one.